I'm sorry. Okay. I'm gonna get started really quickly. So we are in, I love QueensCup. I got to meet her this weekend, which was kind of like, okay, now that I'm thinking about that, that was probably significant. LOL. I got to meet her this weekend, and it was really nice because we were at Afrofest, and she's so beautiful, and her energy is so, like, sweet and, like, oh, like awakening. Like her energy is very, very beautiful, and you like when you meet her, you can see that she's a genuinely kind and happy person. And I haven't met somebody like her before, and I didn't really let that settle in until just now. And I was scared to say something. I was just like starstruck, but she's very kind. So, anyways, I was just watching her reading, and she was talking about the 8-8 portal, which I didn't even realize there was an 8-8 portal. But she was talking about that, and I was thinking, I feel like, okay, so I'm just gonna, because remember I said that I felt like we had like crossed over. There was a portal switch, right? And I said that on May 17th, which is also like May 8th. And so in May 8th are like 58. Oh my god. She said that in. Okay. Anyways, because she said that in our reading, which was, what does that go down to? 3 or 4? 4. Oh my god, and I've been seeing 4. Okay, so we've been in, some of us, and it's like a group of us are in between the portal doors, and a group of us are inside. So I think I came into the portal on like May 17th. On May 17th. And this portal that she's talking about, she's like, I've crossed over too. She's in the portal too, and that she's noticed a change in the energy. And so I think that we are actually... Oh, okay, I figured it out. I think that, okay, I see 222. So I think we are both in a portal, and I think she's just crossed over into another portal. So I think that there's been a few portal changes. There was a portal change on May 17th, and that was like the waiting space between another portal. So that was a different timeline, but it was temporary. It wasn't permanent. And that's where we've been for a minute now, like from May 17th until now. And I think that we are now crossing in, like the doors are opening to cross into a new portal now. And I think that by May 8th, it seems like, by April 8th or August 8th, it seems like everyone who's supposed to be in that portal will be there. Because oh my god, there's 58 right there. 95 and 8, 58. That's weird. And I saw 308. And my mind told me to wait for the 8. Isn't that funny? So right now my mind and my heart are aligned. And she talks about that in the reading today. But anyways, so today I noticed 2 updates. Oh, I just saw 333. So today I noticed 2 updates in my spiritual gifts, and it was like a blatant notice. I had noticed another one a few days ago, but I haven't dug into it, and it just was a passing thought, but I remember it. So the things I noticed today is that I was able to manifest things immediately. I was able to manifest situations or like imaginations and thoughts of fear immediately. I know that is scary to hear, but I think that is to prepare me for what's going to come next. And I don't think it's going to last very long if you choose to apply your spiritual insurance and choose to apply your spiritual knowledge that you've gained. So that when you notice that you're having negative thoughts and negative things are happening, you change your thoughts, It's like you're practicing a muscle, and this muscle is going to help you when it comes to getting to this next level of being able to manifest positive thoughts immediately. So I had 2 thoughts today. My first thought was that I was going to the coffee shop, and I was like, and I was thinking, what if before I leave, I end up getting called to do a Zoom meeting at work. And so I was like, But I didn't think about it. I just had that thought once. I thought about it maybe once or twice. I thought about it once or twice, and then that's what happened. And then, yeah, that's what happened. I ended up getting into a Zoom meeting. And I had answer the call or don't miss the call or something around my phone. I knew something was going on. And then anyways, yeah, I ended up having a Zoom meeting. And then the next thing was that I was like, oh, I wonder if my Presto, like to use the bus, to get on the bus, I was like, oh, what if it's not filled? And I acted out the scenario in my head. Oh my God, that's what I did. So I had a thought and then I acted it out. I manifested it. I had a thought and then I acted it out in my head because I had a fantasy about it. And I thought about it as a fear, which means I believed that it would happen, because you can only be afraid of something that you believe is going to happen. So I had a fear about it, and then I acted it out, so I manifested it, and then it immediately, or like a few minutes later, 10, 20 minutes later, manifested in reality. And so Spirit is telling me this is actually a spiritual gift. See, the things that you think are curses are actually gifts. So this is actually a spiritual gift. But Spirit is asking me, and has been asking me today, where do you want to land on the spectrum? It's like you're getting towards like a path. You're at a crossroads, and instead of it being like a crossroads like this, it's just a crossroads like this, but there's all these different drop-off spots. It's a spectrum, so it's not like this. It's just like this, and it's just all these different places you can go to. And Spirit's like, which level? And so I went, and I was like, and so they're telling me how I can manifest and how powerful my thoughts can be. So now I'm thinking before I even have the thought. You understand what this is like what I'm about to learn what to do. But anyways, so you can manifest things very quickly. Is the overall statement of that. I don't know why it took me so long to say that. I've been laying out these cards. I don't know what I'm talking about. I could have already moved on, but yeah. So I learned about that gift. The other gift I had noticed, that was also like a sign of the change in the portals, was that the sky is like zooming in and zooming out. It's like very weird. The sky looks very fake. And the day that I crossed day I realized I was in the 517 portal, which is the 58 portal, was the day that the sky also, I first noticed the sky looking like that. So now it's just confirmations that I was in a portal change. So Spirit is just giving me confirmation. And these are just spiritual gifts that are now, I'm learning the full spectrum of them. And I'm beginning to understand it. But yeah, you have a choice. And the choice is that quick, but the choice is that big of a deal. Because it's a drop-off point. Do you want to get dropped off on the better side of the spectrum or the shittier? Which drop-off point do you want? Further from the lake or right in front of the lake? Beachfront or 2 hours from the beach? You know what I mean? Either way, you're going where you wanted to go. But it's like, how the fuck do you want to get there? Make a decision and make it quick. Ooh, oh my God. Quick but smart, which ultimately means take your fucking time. Don't just jump. Because let me tell you, wrong move and you're dropped off at a spot 2 hours from the fucking beach. And you're here on vacation. You have to spend 2 hours walking to the beach. And all you're here to do is sit at the beach every fucking day and walking back. How much is that going to affect the decisions you make every day? You know what I mean? So just think about it like that. It gets hard. And reality's just, but it's going to be important and it's going to be good. So we had the Star, the Three of Swords, the Fool, and the Three of Pentacles. Seven of Swords just came out. Spirit is saying don't self-sabotage. Don't self-sabotage. because you don't trust in your own reward. Don't self-sabotage because you don't trust in your own reward. Don't self-sabotage because you don't trust in your own abundance, in your own joy, in your own happiness. Don't self-sabotage. You are surrounded by abundance that is truly meaningful and truly important to you. Don't self-sabotage by focusing on something that looks like a gift but doesn't even fit in this timeline, doesn't even fit in this environment. It's like you're holding on to a piece of gold, or like it's like you're holding on to $100 bill in a society that's ran off of like bartering. And it's like, what does this $100 bill mean to you? You know what I mean? There's going to be an opportunity that comes that's going to be a chance for you to get what you think is your justice and what you think is your like ability to be in control of karma. And you're like, I am the deliverer of karma. And you're going to get a moment like that. And Spirit's like, how are you going to choose to be in conflict with this? QueensCup was talking about this. How are you going to choose? I just saw 11:09 and then 11:11, 11:10, 11:12. And there's 12. Hanged man. You're going to be asked, oh my God. Okay, hold on. Give me a minute. Oh my God. It's like variations. It's like different genres of the same scene. Different genres of the same scene. You are being tempted right now. Or like you're gonna be tempted, it seems, to like put yourself in an uncomfortable position, or you're gonna be in an uncomfortable position, like morally and like soul wise, based on how much your soul has grown. Your soul is gonna be uncomfortable. Your ego might be excited. Your ego might be happy. Your ego might feel like, oh, this is our chance, finally. But your soul might be uncomfortable because they're like, oh, you know, I understand why my ego feels this way. But, oh, I also understand why maybe I should choose this thing instead. You know what I mean? It's the Hanged Man position versus the Seven of Swords reversed, where it's like, do you want to self-sabotage a little bit? Because you could, and you could self-sabotage and allow things to go a little bit left, or you could stay here and not stay here, or you could proceed or fight in a different way. You know what I mean? You can fight dirty, or you could fight in a different way. And actually, neither options are bad. Neither options are wrong. Both options are actually extremely valid and good. They're just teaching you different things. And it's like, which way of thinking do you want to go? Like, what kind of confrontational do you want to be? Either way, you're going to have to confront this because you are going to that portal. Like, we're going through to the next portal, this 8-8 portal, I guess. So it's unavoidable. You're going to have to do this, but how do you want to do it? And either way, it's like, it's okay because you're building up knowledge and awareness in different areas of handling conflict at this position as a soul. Longer route, shorter route. It really depends on your specific situation. For some of you, you should fight dirty, but not, you know what I mean, in the higher self sense. And for others of you, you should take the quote-unquote high road. Different versions of you need to choose different lessons. And that will put you at different drop-off spots in different, buildings, places from the beach. You will be at different distances, but some of you, it's more beneficial to learn this lesson now than learn it later. So learn it now and enjoy the walk to the beach and look at the nature around you and realize that you could wake up at 6 a.m. and walk to the beach so that you're there by 8 a.m. You still have all day, and then leave by like 10 p.m. And then you've had all day. It's the same thing. And in the morning, you get to watch the sunrise, and you get to get fresh air, and you get to create new habits. And you're going to bed earlier, so now you're having more spiritual dreams, and you're healthier, and you're happier overall. And you realize you actually don't want to stay out past like 12. That's not really interesting to you right now, especially when you're on vacation. You're supposed to be relaxing. So go to sleep early, wake up early, get to the beach, spend all day at the beach. It's a win-win. Take the 2-hour walk. You need to walk. You need to get some exercise and be invigorated. Spirit is asking you, do you want me to, walk you to the front, or do you want me to just drop you off here? And let Spirit just drop you off there. Let Spirit just drop you off there. You can handle it. You can walk. Oh, so that's why, because I was looking at the ancestors, what's it called? The ancestors deck. It's the Hoodoo deck, the Hoodoo Tarot. And there was one that was the 7 of Swords in that deck. The 7 of Swords in that deck, and it was the crocodile in this, okay, so how I saw it was this crocodile in this swamp. And they've chosen to get dropped off in this swamp. They're like Indiana Jones. And so they're snatching all of the shit out of the swamp and this is the crocodile's home. This is their swamp. So they're getting all the bullshit out, or they're taking their meals and they're eating and they're like, yuck. And it's like when we can't judge animals for killing other animals because they're just doing what they need to survive. It depends on your perspective. Right now you're in the perspective of you're very animalistic. Oh my God. I was looking at my features the other day and I was like, I'm very animalistic. Okay. This is why I tell you guys about... Okay, shut up. I'm saying this and I'm not being annoying. This is why I tell you guys and about my life in terms of a collective reading. Because I'm telling you, right now I think that I'm in a pretty good place, ascension-wise, and I feel like I'm quite far along. I feel like, not to toot my own horn, but I'm saying this because I actually do believe this will be helpful. I'm quite far along in my ascension journey, and it's like I can literally see eyes in the sky watching me. I'm quite far along in my ascension journey, and I know I'm beginning to understand a lot about the universe that kind of makes me feel like I am one of the more, I've done a lot of work. I think I have a very old soul, and I'm here to do something very important. And I think that everybody's here to do something very important, but it's going to sound conceited no matter how I say it, because I'm scared, I'm scared of judgment. So it's going to sound conceited to me no matter what, but I know that I'm very intelligent, and I know that I'm very spiritually gifted, and I'm far along, and I have a lot to give to the earth during this time and during this lifetime. I know that I have a lot of gifts to give to the earth, and give to the different souls on the earth. And how did I get into this? Oh, because I was saying that right now it's like I noticed that I have very animalistic features because I'm in this portal energy, and so I have been saying things that apply for the collective because I've realized them and I know them, and so I'm just saying that okay. Anyways, so. Like the Magician, the Ace of Sticks, John Horse. What is that? What is John Horse? 4? The Emperor. I know what I'm doing. Anyways, I'm being animalistic. I'm being kind of brutal. I'm really in my masculine energy. And I am... And not to describe the masculine as any of those. But I'm in my masculine energy right now. Heavy. And so... I am like the crocodile getting things out. I've taken the 2-hour trip, I think. I've taken the 2-hour trip before, and it is longer. It's a quicker satisfaction to get at somebody quickly, like that. It is the quicker route. I've taken a longer route that has given me the tools to now experience the spectrum of the quicker route and experience it in a high vibrational way, in a way where I actually need to do that, in a way where I actually get to do that, and I have every right to do that, and I'm not being an ass. You know what I mean? I'm getting the right to now be, is it Samson? I'm getting the right to wrestle the lion. I'm now getting the right to be the warrior. I get to be that now. And I don't have to take the high road, but I am taking the high road. You know what I mean? Sometimes the high road is taking the low vibrational road so that you can work through that karma. And it sucks because you know that overall it's going to hurt you, but it's going to hurt you in that moment, but you have to do it because you have to learn this lesson. we have all done both. We've all done everything. But yeah, and so I take the collective reading, I listen, and I'm like, okay, well, here's my version based off what's happening in my life. And somebody else is going to connect because our lives align. It's like, and so I've been seeing a crocodile, and I felt like there was crocodile energy watching us. And I also feel like I see, it's not like a leopard or a lion, but it's also like a fierce, like, warrior creature. Rabbit? I don't know. It could be a snake. You're going to have to be the high vibrational version of a snake. 889. 889. 89, 818, 889. Oh, shit. Dr. Buzzard, Justice, 2. 3 of baskets. But anyways, both justices are out. Both justices are out. Your divine partnership is out, yes, but what are we really? Oh, 5 of baskets. Oh, so experiencing the full spectrum. So you're going to go through a loss, and it's going to be painful. But as you go through that loss, don't let yourself get run over. Deal with it how you're supposed to deal with it. And it might be by family. It might be that type of connection. It might be really hard. The Chariot. The long way, but the short way. It's like you have taken the, oh my God, you chose this karmic cycle. So you did the railroad. So you chose to build a railroad across this land, across this country. And it would take you 5, 6, 7 years to build the railroad. I just saw 22, 2. It would take you, and there's another 2. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 22, 22. It's going to take you, that's what God said. It's going to take you 7 years, like what QueensCup said, 7 years of famine. It's going to take you 7 years to walk across this, to build this railroad. In total, it's going to be 7 years between walking across it and building it, 7 years, right? So that's what you did. And what was the gift? You got 7 years, or you got your first half of your life, or your life up until now, with this person that you actually love, but also potentially you hurt in a past life or something like that. And so now they're gonna come and do not the same level of hurt, but just hurt enough to know why you shouldn't hurt people in a past life through this lesson. And it's gonna hurt you. But then you're also gonna learn that you don't deserve to be hurt, so then you're gonna defend yourself by saying something. But yeah, you knew that you were going to have this experience and you were going to create this really deep connection, and then you were going to lose it by the time that this railroad was finished being built and you had to move on to a new project in developing yourself and getting to know yourself and building your nation. And you got to do it with this person by your side. You got to have a soul and your energy for a while, and now it's like you've built this entire land, you've built this whole island, and now you've got to go leave them on it and fly off to go somewhere else. New, more distant lands in the horizon. You have to move on. The sky is painting a picture of what is happening to us. I've been seeing ancestors finally going to rest. Our ancestors have been healing us. And it's also because I know that a lot of our ancestors are here on Earth right now, and I know that a lot of the ancestors who experienced enslavement here are here on this Earth right now. And a lot of them, they're not just helping us from up there. A lot of them are here incarnating on Earth right now. People who experienced enslavement in a past life are here right now, and through their acts of healing, they are also healing their own generational lines, their own connections. Ancestors are going to sleep. Ancestors are finally experiencing peace and experiencing rest. And even what you learn and achieve in the spirit realm as an ancestor, even after your death, is a reward that is then achieved as karma that is passed down to your descendants, and especially and including your incarnating descendants. So as those ancestors in the spirit realm begin to achieve peace and achieve higher levels of awareness and fighting back and healing that they weren't able to get, they're healing past life karma, they are going to rest, and that gift is passing down to the descendants that are here on earth. It's like, you know, these battlings happening at all levels, and we are heading up. There's been a crack in the sky, and now people are choosing to tear it open. It's like a hand reaching into the sky, and that's like people from this other portal and the energy from this other portal coming in and being like, hey, okay, we're opening you up, we're getting you out, blah, blah, blah. It's like you've been hiding in like the trunk, or you've been a present in a Christmas present box, and now you're finally being opened up, and like everybody gets to enjoy you, and you get to have a new life, and it's like being born. You're being reborn. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. It's a heavenly experience, but it's rough. What do you think it was like for the baby to go through labor? It was hard for the fucking mom. What do you think it was like for the baby going through labor? That's why the higher self is kind of like this mothering energy, and sometimes we get scared to talk to her, because it's like the higher self is like the mother who gives birth. And so they are letting go, and they are giving, and they are nurturing, and doing all these things at once. It's a mother energy, and that's why we're having our relationship with our with mothering energy and divine feminine energy in those mothering ways being revolutionized, because we're having an appreciation for our shadow. The mother represents the shadow. The mother represents the shadow. You were inside of your mother. The mother represents the shadow. The shadow is what did the work to now become who you are. You know, your shadow did the work to become who you are. They did this. You know what? And so, like, that's where the mother authority comes from. Because the shadow's like, I built you. But we also understand, as the shadow, as the mother, that we chose to grow. And we chose to experience a new world and a new life and a new way of being. And so we have to let go when it's no longer time for us to be nurturing and holding. We have to let go, and we have to have proper boundaries, and we have to respect the autonomy of this new version of ourselves, because we were once the one that the shadow from before was yelling at. And it was like, whoa, 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 whoa. You know what I mean? So, yeah. You had to learn these lessons, I guess. So you had to do the chariot, but now that you have the chariot skill, you have that awareness to understand the full spectrum of the chariot. It took you 7 years, that type of energy, and now you can use that. That's your strength, so you can use that to act in a healed way, act in a way that understands the gift of the hermit, and change your fortune. Still within this same spectrum, change your fortune, bring in your justice, and go on the trip to get to a different timeline. Die and be reborn. Have the divine blessing anointed onto you, your christening, your baptism. Go through the shit that tries to get you during your baptism, because you're being renewed, you're being cleansed again. It's like you're reborn and then you get reborn. That's what it's like, right? Babies are born, and then a few weeks later they're getting reborn and you know, that's a baptism. And then so some people are now like, let the kid choose when they get baptized. Do it when they're older. But you see what I mean? The christening. So yeah, you took the long path. Your parents let you choose. You let yourself choose. You gave yourself the choice. You took the long path, and now you have that awareness to now not have to take the long path again. You can now choose. Quickly. Quickly, but intentionally and with an educational background. You know the answer like that because you already know the answer. You know what I mean? It's like you're being asked a question after you just got told the answer. And then you're like, oh, well, because you already know the answer. You just got told what the fucking answer is. Jesus, God, and Judas. So now you know how to handle this situation. God just told you how to handle the situation. So to handle it that way. And God's been speaking to you this whole time because God is you. God is in you. So your soul, your gut, your voice, your inner voice, your ego even. There's a spectrum to the ego. The ego's helping us learn this, and then it's also guiding us. Our ancestors. We are our ancestors. Our ancestors are guiding us. Always. Bada bing, bada boom. I mean, what can I say? Okay, so what I was saying. So life, I hear birds whistling, and birds have been coming to me. Today, a bird sat on the chair across from me. Never had that happen before. Dogs smiling and barking at me like I matter to them. Never had that happen before. I've been talking to animals. I've literally been talking to animals and being like, and again, like, and I've been taking it, I've been dead ass. Like, I've been like, look at me if you, like, notice. You know what I mean? I'm out here living in the timeline. I'm associating with it. I'm not disassociating anymore thinking about the fucking past. I'm living in the fucking timeline. Acting like a cuckoo. But, like, girl, that's what it is over here. It's magical. You ask for magic, well, here it is. Here it is. Live in the fucking timeline. What are you doing? That memory will always be a memory. It'll always be there. Seriously. Seriously. It's only when you get really far and then you look back and then you're like, dang. Just like your mom's going to be there for most of your life and then she's not. And that's when you really will have had to let go and realize that you are really in a different place. But by that time, you're already kind of down the hill again. So it's actually a beautiful thing, not a bad thing. And now you're becoming comfortable with death energy. But you've really been awakened. Welcome to this new life. It's time to live it. It's time to be a part of it. It's time to be a part of this world. You're not at the end. You were actually at the beginning. Hi, welcome. New stage, new timeline, new period. Like, everything is different here. That's what everybody's trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what your soul's trying to tell you. That's what the birds are trying to tell you. It's different here. And we're all understanding what that means. And it's ever evolving. I noticed it's different here on May 17th. I noticed it's different here last year. And that's when I really started waking up. I've noticed it's different here in this way since May 17th. I've now noticing it's different here the last like few days. Again, it's different here. It's different here. There's something different. Acknowledge the difference. Don't ignore it. Associate with your surroundings. Look at your surroundings. Open your eyes. Wake up. It's different here. You know what I mean? So how do you want to behave this time? It's the same themes. You're living in the same world. You're just in a different world of that world. It's different here. Different space. What do you want to learn here? What do you want to do here? How fast do you want to get through things here? Do you want a piece of this old thing? Yeah? You want to learn this lesson again? Are you sure? Oh, okay. A little more patience with, do you really want to learn this lesson again? But then once you make the decision, oh, okay. Then here's the lesson again. Oh, you're going to throw that out? Okay, well then you're going to have to start dealing with things polluting your new timeline when you just got here. Your house is already dirty and you just got here. So now you have to clean your house. And all you wanted to do is go to sleep and start unpacking, and it's fucking annoying. It's an inconvenience, but instead of it being a house fire, it's just an inconvenience. You know what I mean? So, it's different. It's different here, but you're still going to face inconveniences. What kind of inconvenience do you want? What kind do you want? One that pushes you to grow, one that challenges you, or one that's a little bit fucked, and you're going to be fucking annoyed. Doesn't mean the timeline's being taken from you. It's just a new challenge, and they're asking you where you want to start off on the timeline. You can't. There's such a thing as ascending too quickly. You don't want to ascend too quickly, because then you are eventually going to be faced with something on that spectrum, but now, which ascension level are you facing it at? Because that's going to also exist in the bad. That's also going to exist in the annoying and the toxic and the death energy, in the finality of it all and in the negative of it all. So there is such a thing as ascending too quickly, but there's also such a thing as asking for your ascension to be like taking a single step forward. Like, you know what I mean? When you need to like walk to South Africa and be there by Thursday and it's Tuesday. You know what I mean? And you're like, for the ascension, please put me at 1 foot. Because then imagine the stress. You're going to have to get there. And sometimes we do that. Sometimes we're like, I just need 1 step. And having the humility to be able to make that decision and not ask for 10,000 steps or not ask for a full ride there, but to actually ask to walk, sometimes we have to do that. And the people who have gotten to this level where they are now about to get their abundance are the ones who have not been ashamed of asking to walk and of doing the fucking work. The people that are going to resonate with this at its highest form weren't afraid to do the work. We built the muscles. We learned how. I could have just never learned how, but I decided to. Because I understand that knowledge is power, and it leads. It's source. Knowledge is source. The more of it that you have, the more of source you have. The more knowledge and awareness you have, the more God you have. The closer you are to God. You're not God. You're not close to God because you're not fucking aware and you're stupid. Not to be rude. Not to be rude. Not to be rude. Not to be rude. I'm sorry. I take it back. I'm sorry. I knew it was too much, and I still said it anyways. I'm sorry. That is my shadow. That's my shadow. And I'm sorry for that. No, and I am. I actually am. So, and I thought that was the Seven of Knives. But that was the, oh, so there it is. The Seven of Sticks. And so it was a Seven of Wands. I was looking at that as the Seven of Swords. That was actually the Seven of Wands. So, oh my God. So which form of seven do you want to exist in? The Seven of Swords, deception, self-deceiving, spiritual self-sabotage. Or do you want to exist in the Seven of Sticks, which is taking on the fight, taking on the challenge, standing up for yourself, defending your territory. They're different. They're different. And I have the Seven of Cups reversed. You don't have all these options anymore. You have, it's like the Two of Swords. You have two choices. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Go. Because at this level of ascension and in this portal, you've learned that the Seven of Cups is not helpful. So you've learned the different side of the spectrum of freedom and of abundance. Abundance of choices isn't always awesome. So you have two choices. Which route do you want to take? How do you want to fight this fight? How do you want to deal with this confrontation? It'll drop you at different places. Do you want to put down the burden? Do you want to put down the Ten of Sticks? Do you want to put down the Ten of Wands? This is like the ancestor who is actually... This is like the ancestors who are going to sleep. This is God is reaching down, and God is picking up some of the ancestors who are going to sleep. Oh, that took me a while though, and I did get scared, but then I was like, what do I want it to be? It's my choice. And I figured out the truth. Family is gonna heal all. Oh, dang. But who's... Wow. Oh, this is because you were doing the ancestral work, and so Zish was doing a different ancestral work. Okay. I gotta go. Bye.